defending. I think it's like.
Are we live? I hope we're live. I hope everything's cushy. People, deluded. I'm back again. Good, one love to everybody that's tuned in. I can't lie, you throw me completely off, K, man, just because you've praised my work rate. I know. I was just about to sit here and say one love to everybody that's here, one love to everybody that's been here. You completely threw me off. I don't know where I start. Maybe it is a bit too late. Let's try again. People, deluded. I'm back again. Good evening to those of you in the UK. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good night. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. And yeah, man, I hope you've all, doing well, doing what you need to do. You've all got your health, you've all got your mental health, you've all got your physical health. You've all started the week in a great fashion. Now, I hope that 24 hours from now, and I'll be doing a watch along around those sort of times as well. Bear that in mind, folks, and check the pin message. I'll go live again at 11:30 a.m. I hope there's a signing for Arsenal. I don't know. I hope something's done. Whether something will happen is another thing. So I don't know, people, but it is what it is. You are seeing a lot of movement. Willian's officially left the club. Don't know where Maitland-Niles stands, and it's a very interesting 24 hours and a very long 24 hours or so in Maitland-Niles' immediate future at this football club. Who knows? There's little rumblings even in relation to El Nene, and who even knows what's happening with Kolasinac? Will he come to an agreement to go Fenerbahce or whatever? I don't know, people. I don't know what's going on. What have you said? Big news at 10:30, apparently. What news? Where? Arsenal signed the player, or am I jumping the gun? I wonder what that tweet from AFC Bell is. So I think that's where we could start off, people, because again, I have seen it. I actually have got it up. I'm going to bring it up again. I don't know the context. If someone can update me on the context, why not? But yeah, man. What is all of that about? Again, I hope it's something to do with transfers. It's nothing mad. Maybe it's taken out of context, but I'm sure you lot could see here, people. In the next few hours, some leaks may appear about one of the prominent personalities in the club, and if the information that will be published is correct, regardless of whether it is right or wrong, there will be a huge question mark on the random way in managing and making decisions at the highest level in the club. So obviously, I don't know what that means. But if that was to mean Arteta is leaving, I can't really say from a sporting level he has a leg to stand on. If that's Edu, then while I don't think Edu's done a good enough job, I'd have to question the timing because he's literally going to leave on deadline day. Arsenal are really trying to be pay-per-view documentaries if that's the case. So again, you lot are saying more information about this at 10:30. If there's been an update, 10:30 my time, that's about 6 minutes away. So let's click back on this. So that's the latest tweet. So we'll get into that. So we probably jumped the gun a bit. We'll go back into that one, people. We'll go back into that one. But yeah, some proper cryptic message. And it doesn't help that I have to slap Google Translate. But yeah, apparently people are saying Edu is getting sacked. Edu gone, boy. I come live at the right time, Let's see what happens in that. Let's not speculate and things. But I hope everyone's well and safe. Slap the like button if you haven't done such already. Get your questions, opinions, and just general talking points on all of these sort of things. I was on Curtis's channel and he mentioned it. Not sure. Appreciate that. I don't know, man. Like I said, let's see, man. Let's see it. Be interested. And I mean, timing's everything. Talk about turning up at the right time. Shout out to my guy Curtis as well. Get him to 40K and above, man. And hopefully he has 100 plus by the end of the year. But obviously, in the meantime, until we actually see anything in that regards, people, let's deal with what we can have. So there could be progress in relation to Maitland-Niles' future. In theory, there might be something with Bellerin. Until that happens, I don't know. But at this moment in time, let's actually look at their two futures or what the latest sort of reports are. So let's slap that timestamp. Maitland-Niles. Now, I think everybody knows where we're at, where Maitland-Niles is concerned, people. I think everybody is seen, obviously, whether he's going to Everton or not. I don't think it's the last. I think there'll be a lot of other clubs that will be interested and want to see what happens in his future. So, as I said, it's a long 24 hours. But if we deal with what we've got in front of us with Maitland-Niles, the latest is, again, he's been told he cannot leave the football club, which, again, is bewildering. If you don't want to use the guy, if you don't want to let him go, where does he stand? And that could obviously be demoralizing training and not knowing knowing where you stand, that could do a lot on you psychologically as well. But for what it's worth, the Daily Mail have said Maitland-Niles told he is not leaving after Gunners renege on indication he could join Everton following his all I want to do is go where I'm wanted plea on social media. As you know, the man is subject to interest from Everton. At 24 years of age, again, it was his birthday yesterday or the day before. We need to resolve his future. So to see that it's still speculation is one thing. But allegedly, Mikel Arteta has ignored Ainsley Maitland-Niles' impassionate plea to resurrect his career away from North London. As news of a potential switch to Everton gathered pace on Monday morning, Gunners supporters took to social media to express their disappointment at the prospect of their academy graduate leaving ahead of Tuesday's transfer deadline. Obviously, just a few hours later, having already indicated privately Maitland-Niles could leave the Emirates, the versatile player was told in a hastily arranged face-to-face meeting that he was no longer allowed to depart. So obviously, first things first, people, what the hell is going on? Again, you have to look at the man management as a whole club. That's not how we meant to allow people to know where they stand. From a technical director's point of view, Edu, did we not, Maitland-Niles went on loan. Why did he go on loan? To get football. Was we not looking at him at West Brom in conjunction with Ben Napier and saying, this is what he needs to improve at. This is where we think he's at. This is what he's actually done. And this is where we see him potentially in the team. So there must have been a conversation. To hear that things are being done hastily, it doesn't know where, it's confusing, and it doesn't allow him to know where to act. It doesn't allow us as a club to know when we can get rid of him and stuff. And you have situations like we're seeing now, 24 hours away, people, where we don't know where players stand. And obviously, man management, it doesn't look good, because that's how players become disillusioned. Players stop valuing your words if it means nothing. If you've told a player you can do one thing and then changed it, of course, things change all the time in football, but that's appalling. And like I said, at this time, to have it on in this sort of timing, you could say it's perfect, to say the least, people. I've spoken a lot about Everton and Maitland-Niles and Arteta. You can check my last two live streams. The timestamps are all there. But as this article said, he did post this on his Instagram. All I want to do is go where I'm wanted and where I'm going to play. Apparently, it was rejected, but Everton have tabled a formal offer for Maitland-Niles. Apparently, he's deeply concerned that his career is stagnating at Arsenal due to his lack of action. I mean, I hear that, but as I said then, and I have to say it again, I know it's easier said than done, but Ainsley, this is where you need to force it. To play devil's advocate, people, early doors, he was one of the first people to talk. He said, I don't know where I stand. I ain't heard this from Arteta and Edu. I think they owe you something and they owe you some clarity. But at the same time, if I'm devil's advocate, don't you take no message as a message same way. Okay, cool. You lot are moving iffy. Agent, please go around the Premier League or whatever. Who is interested in me? We heard Wolves, Southampton, Leicester. All of these teams were prepared to Everton now. So people like you. And now, obviously, hearing that at Arsenal, he's prepared to play right back. If he's prepared to do the versatility thing, then people are going to like you even more. If you want to use him, fair enough, but give him clarity. He clearly hasn't been told what he can improve on, where you honestly think he's at in the team. Like, again, it's bewildering. You keeping him, he's not playing, but he's in the squad. Other people are starting ahead of him at fullback. He's never going to get a chance in midfield. I don't quite think he cuts the mustard in midfield, but still we don't know where we stand. Mikel Arteta himself has spoken about his versatility in midfield and whatnot. Again, if you was to play Cedric and Chambers and they did well, then fair enough. But who is going to provide the most longevity? Chambers needs a new contract if you want him to stay long-term. Cedric, you gave him a 4-year deal, so you probably have to make it work. And maybe there's them sort of things there in the background. But you'd imagine if worse, Maitland-Niles. And for what it's worth, I think you give Maitland-Niles the opportunity, even though I want another right back, and it's down to him. Prove you can be first choice. Prove you can be number 2. Either way, I think there's something there, people. Apparently, Ainsley informed Arteta at the start of the season that he wanted to focus on playing that fullback. People, obviously, he's got the World Cup, and obviously that's where he got called up, primarily playing fullback off the back of that. So again, he's prepared to play where required. So again, what is he doing? Tell the man what he needs to improve on, people. And you look at it, what's more bewildering? Arteta has used not for a crazy duration, but Arteta has used Nuno Tavares at right back. He's obviously used Chambers and Cedric. I don't know if Bellerin's going to go Villarreal and Betis and all of these things, but you've got a lot of players. If you was to use Maitland-Niles on a midfield body angle, I'd understand why you're keeping him around, because we're light in midfield, but you don't make it abundantly clear. I know he's come off the bench and played there, but it's not made abundantly clear that you fancy him there. Fullback, there's clearly something you don't fancy about him if you're not playing him, obviously, in the back three, in my opinion. So let the man go. And it's reactive. What are you doing? Because if you make the decision early, in an ideal world, you and Edu are able to say, okay, cool, let's get 20 million or whatever, like you was offered last year. That 20 million can go elsewhere and do other things that are required. But I don't know what any of this is, people. And again, Ainsley, to play devil's advocate, if I was his advisor, if you're in the same situation at Arsenal a year from now, which could from last year, you got yourself to blame because, like I said, you need to be proactive about your career. I know he wants to make it at Arsenal. I want you to as well, but you need to remove emotion from the situation and do what you can year in, year out at 23, 24 years of age to become a better footballer, to advance yourself, to get called up for England, like you said, to become a household Premier League name and all of those sort of things, people. So we'll have to see. Apparently, Arteta told Ainsley Maitland-Niles that he would not be allowed to leave for Everton during talks on Monday, a U-turn that has the player frustrated. The meeting was called after Ainsley Maitland-Niles publicly expressed his disappointment at not being allowed to leave Everton on social media. The possibility of Ainsley Maitland-Niles being successful at direct level may have influenced the club. At a direct level, may have influenced the club's decision. However, it is understood the 24-year-old left the meeting confused as to why the club have vetoed his move north. So for obvious reason, that just screams amateurish. Every player, whether you want them to stay, whether you think they can have an opportunity, they should know where they stand. Now, whether they can sway your opinion negatively and positively is a different way. But everyone should know where they stand, especially coming off the back of finishing 8th. He clearly hasn't even been told it's what you make it. You show me something in pre-season or whatever, you could be a right back midfielder. It's down to you. He hasn't been told he's not exactly wanted. He hasn't been told he is wanted. It's almost like you're here for the sake of it. So you're training and whatnot. I think your agent should have done a lot better and has done a bit wrong by you. I think that it could be a tactic, this social media play, but I don't think it helps your case unless you're willing to build bridges. Of course, you can mend your way back from this. We've seen, Kane. It's not Ainsley Maitland-Niles isn't quite what Harry Kane is to Tottenham to Arsenal, but players have come back from talking a lot on social media. Players have come back. I'm being funny. Players have been come back from telling the fans to be quiet and all those sort of things. I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles can come back out of a plea to want to play football and just have an opportunity. So I don't know. And obviously, clearly, it's much like a lot of things. It's just inconsistencies. Clearly, like there might be 5 people at Arsenal that reckon what some of us fans say, give him an opportunity. Some people at boardroom level are probably saying sell him. So there's again a lack of clarity. And the fact that he's confused, as I said in my last live stream, every player really should be told where they stand at the start of the season. If they're told they can leave, then granted, tell their agents. And if their agents are any good, they can get their moves. At 24 years of age, playing for England, a move, whether Arsenal get a lot of money is whatever, but you should be able to get a move away from here. And if you can't, there's an issue there. So it is what it is. And again, we could have sold him in the same way Lacazette could have been sold last summer, and now we're sitting on our hands. Bellerin once upon a time to Barcelona, which he could be going now. Fair play. Obviously, side note, if you don't know, Reece Nelson could be going Feyenoord, folks. So within regards to Maitland-Niles, it is quite confusing. If we flick away from Ainsley Maitland-Niles quickly, folks, and go over here, as you lot can see, Barcelona are considering a move for Arsenal right back Hector Bellerin as a replacement for Tottenham-bound Emerson Royal, with the Spaniard looking to leave the Emirates before deadline day. Again, I can't lie, I've seen this rumor about 25 million times, people. So I don't know if there's any truth. What I want to see is a resolution. He's been linked with 3 clubs, so there must be something in the Spanish media that he will be returning home. Shout out to you, Bellerin. If you can get a move to Barca, fair play. Villarreal, former gaffer in Una Emre, Betis, apparently he's a proud Betis fan. I remember Ceballos saying something like that. Go and play in La Liga. It's a bit like Jadon Sancho. A big attraction to Man United beyond other things is he's an Englishman. He ain't played in the Premier League. So at some point, this was going to happen. Granted, I would have loved it to be under better circumstances, a bit like, well, the way they tapped up Cess was appalling, but the way kind of Cess left, we haven't seen much. And do you know what? If you leaving can spark a merry-go-round, it is what it is, because I've seen you linked with a million clubs being swapped for Trippier, this, that, and the third. Why not? And you might go to Barca and improve, but allegedly they're considering going for him, people. Obviously, Emerson has been bought by Tottenham and all that. Just like that, we have to start agendas. Barca are considering a potential late move for Bellerin, who is looking to leave Arsenal before the window shuts. As you know, he was on the bench against Brentford, but's been left out the last 2 match day squads. Obviously, he's made it clear to Mikel Arteta and Edu that he wants to leave and jump ship. Inter Milan interest went away. Atletico Madrid interest went away. So we're at where we're at with Bellerin. These players can want to leave as much as they want. To be fair, unlike Ainsley Maitland-Niles, you have heard Bellerin's agents are kind of working, because you've heard they've been at the offices of these clubs. They're trying to drum up interest. What I would say is quite upsetting that these sort of things are happening, people. But it is what it is in that regards. I don't know what this is. What's all of that? Sorry, folks. This is my timestamp for this video. As you can see, we've done quite a lot of videos. Where did we end this? Make sure we're hitting the like button and all of those sort of things, people. Oh, that's Amazon. But yeah, man. What else have we got? I see a couple of you saying Renato Sanchez has gone to Wolves on loan. You know, further strengthening the Portuguese contingent there. Good move. You know, it's a loan move. So again, it's a try before you buy for Renato. Didn't have the best of loan spells at Swansea. Can he show something? I would say. But yeah, man. 7:21 a.m. in Australia must be a mad time for you, bro. Appreciate that, man. You're probably man's listening to me while he's got his collogues. I respect that, man. DG, you are mad. Your work rate is unrivaled. How the hell are you still streaming at 10 p.m? Boredom, really. Why not, man? I love you guys that much, man. I mean, what's the time now? Should we look? Well, to be honest, we're 7 minutes away. Let's see what's going on with this AFC Bell tweet. Bit of a dry killer. Ain't seen nothing. Well, what's this big news? Real Madrid bidded for Camavinga. Well, that ain't nothing to do with Arsenal. Where's this big news you lot says coming? You lot are getting me excited. I thought, what? Oh, yeah, I was being humble. But where's... You lot sold me dreams, man. The tar thing was really happening. Yeah, you lot sold dreams, man. I don't see nothing here, people. You lot sold the maddest dreams, but you lot all saying Edu's getting sacked. Edu's getting sacked. Bear Edu's getting sacked shouts, but where are you lot getting this, man? Someone must be having you lot on the socials, man. What are you lot saying, anyways? Make sure you're hitting the like button. As a Barca fan, I'm praying y'all don't sell us Bellerin. Boy, better you than me. Barca are known for signing shit, man. So make sign the next one, man. And for how you lot tapped up says Fabregas, for the way you lot cheated against us at the Newell camp when Van Persie got sent off, you're something, man. Xhaka contract extension should be criminal, raw. DG with the unmatched work rate could do with some of that from our Arsenal players. Arteta masterclass of exposing the right backs to prove Ainsley Maitland-Niles he can lock down that position. I mean, it would be a bit weird, but talk about reaching, man. Fair play. Didn't expect this stream. Caught me in the gym. One love, man, to everybody. However you're fitting your DG content in, I respect it, man. I know a lot of you are saying if it could be Edu, but I think the time, even by Arsenal standards, the timing's been poor. The timing be poor. You know, unless you've got the madman director lined up to do some mad superhero role on deadline day, it doesn't make sense. Pardon me. To be fair, it could be where you help us now and you leave at a later date or whatever, but we'll have to see, man. Eddie News is what got me annoyed. I hear that. We missed out on Bruno, Awa, Neves, and now Camavinga. It's a joke. To be fair, I hear you. Apart from the Camavinga, we knew that one there was never happening. That one there was forced, but we can move. 300 odd of you locked in. We haven't even got 100 likes. I think I saw there, people. You lot are acting up, man. No new signings if you can't do that. Look at the time I'm here for you guys. You lot violating, man. But I respect you lot nonetheless. We should have clarity, of every player prior to the window. Things change quickly, but we never have a plan. We aren't proactive. We run like a small club. As I said, you never get the vibe that there's a collective goal here. It's just like we're seeing how it goes. We're very reactive. We don't seize things. Nketiah are looking to join Palace for 12 million. Last I saw, they rubbed that one out. You know, they finally clocked we can spend 15 million on Eduard of Celtic or 12 on Eddie. I hope they come back, but why not? Why does a manager have to be available? We can get a top manager if we pay compensation. But Beyonce, if you're going to pay compensation, you have to back the manager properly in the market with obviously recruiting a technical director whose levels, they don't work for free, giving them their money, just patterning everything. I don't think we're going to do that, people. I really don't. I really don't. So make of that what you will. I should have spoken about it earlier, so I'll speak about it now. Allegedly, Willian has left the club. People, well, that's a good bit of news, really, that you've got Willian off the wage bill. I'm not going to applaud the club for it because it's not like they inherited that. It's not like the Ozil one where I say, all right, cool. You chose that. It's like if you cancel Cedric's contract now or Marie's, I can't rate you for that. You done it. But for what it's worth, people, what I will say to Willian in terms of a touch of class, didn't work out, but one love for playing for us. I don't doubt you ever tried to do your best. It didn't work out, but one love for representing the football club and whatnot. But as you lot can see here, Willian leaves the club by mutual consent. Man's giving up like how much money? Like 20 million or something like that. I could be reaching, but you gotta wonder if he's gonna give up that much. How much does he not believe in the project? Allegedly, when Arteta did everything for you. But nonetheless, people, we have reached a mutual agreement with Willian to terminate his contract effective from today. As you lot know, he joined us last season and he made 37 appearances. We heard he knew the league. He was experienced. He can help us. All of this was a lie. He had 2 more years to run on his contract, but following positive and constructive recent discussions with him and his team, he'll be leaving for a new opportunity with Corinthians in Brazil, where he began his career. And obviously, we wish you the best, Willian. But I mean, in hindsight, when you look back at all the interviews Willian done about how training is different and whatnot, he always wanted to get out of this situation. You heard he wanted to stay in Europe. Clearly, no one wanted to take a chance on him. Nonetheless, I wish you all the best, Willian. Go and do your thing back home at Corinthians. Show up. And I know you actually spoke about your ambitions of playing in the next World Cup. Do your thing, people. It is what it is. Do your thing, William. But it is what it is in that regards, people. That's where William's concerned. What are you lot saying? Because there doesn't seem to be anything else. I know you lot are screaming these rumors of Edu getting sacked and all of these sort of things, but is what it is. Probably some Twitter don smartly done just said something smartly done. It's probably just some Twitter don that just probably said a madness on Twitter and it's just going through now. You say a lie, enough Chinese whispers enough times and it starts running. Remember, sleep is important. Don't always get enough hours sleep, my guy. Don't you worry about that. But I appreciate your concern, man. Over Mars in. Well, wasn't he saying he would have liked the job? Bring him in, man. Experienced pair of hands. But obviously, the one thing I feel is you can get the best technical director and the best manager. They will get more out of definitely spending 100 million, and they'll potentially get more out of these players on a practical front on the pitch. But they're only going to go so far with the owner of this club. His ambition is not to be the best. So unless we stumble across it, and I won't say a fluke, but unless we do a craziness, you can't really see it being as a result of a sort of mandate of this club. It's crazy, man. DG, remember when Edu and Arteta said that they are ahead of planning for the new window last year? These men running the club to the ground. And I mean, it's the talking that jars me as well. It really is. I got a contract with DG to watch all the streams. I appreciate that, my guy, man. One love to everybody tuned in. I'm watching live in New York time. DG must have a twin. Fair play. Nah, man, I'm here, man. Check Willian's IG post. Nah, man, he's probably just saying he loved it. Arsenal dead that though, man. It's too late to be going on Willian's. That is a fresh trim, sir. Salute the hard work as always. One love, my guy. His decision making is pretty poor. You talking about Willian? Makes sense. Someone organize a whip around for Conte. I would love it, but again, you could bring Conte. You could bring the best technical director. They're gonna somehow look at each other and say, "What's going on here?" At some point. But I don't know. And that's what scares me. I don't, and it's the owner of the football club, and until that changes, I can't see much happening. Like, let me go on this AFC Bell Brothers account again, man. See what's popping there, but make sure we're hitting those like buttons. So yeah, there's been no update on his front. So yeah, we've done all right in terms of outgoings. I mean, we'll review the window when it's closed. Remember, the club said judge them at the end of the window. I have been famously saying I'll shut my mouth until the end of the window. I don't expect everything to be done in terms of ingoings and outgoings, but boy, we can talk now, but we have a lot to speak about. This illusion of time. Suddenly, it feels like it feels like the window's only been open a week. It's been open for the best part of a month or so. Elijah should take a look at how Willian does things. Amen. We just hope things happen in the transfer market. I hear that. DG, did you buy the Marley kit of Ajax? I tried to and they're sold out, but I'm on the case, man. I'm trying aggressively. They need to restock that. Overmars will not leave Ajax, and running Arsenal is another thing than Ajax. Fair play. Watching from San Francisco. One love, my dude. We need goals so bad. What do you think of Lucien Favre to Arsenal? Would he suit us? I like him, but I'd have to scrutinize him a bit more and come back with some real research. But I like what he stands for as a man and as a gaffer. Camavinga to Real Madrid confirmed. Must be nice, bro. Must be nice. Getting a young player that's coming in. He's a good footballer. I can't lie. I do think the move is early, but half of them, it's not really a thing where the finished products are moving to Madrid as such anymore. It's all of these new age guys that still got a lot of development. I did feel maybe he could have taken an intermediate step somewhere. Obviously, cough Arsenal before Real Madrid, but he's a quality individual, man. Just about consistency and all those sort of things. And they're getting Camavinga. I believe personally Real Madrid will end up with Haaland and Mbappe at some point. It's not scary, innit? Them other little, young Brazilians and all that they've got already, they start developing. Boy, it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be nice. DGC, that Qatari interest. Sources close to PSG said they're not aware of any interest in buying Arsenal, plus no indication of Kroenke selling up. Just means that the rumor is dead, and also means my heart breaks that much further, my guy. Boy. It's quite upsetting. Why are the older, more experienced players at Arsenal unable to lead and guide younger ones in the squad? Because their decision making is not quite there, and they're just a shambles themselves. They can't lead themselves. How can they lead men? It doesn't make sense. They don't know how to follow. To be a good leader, you have to follow. These men clearly, for Arteta, might be deluded in his tactics, but they don't follow him. They don't follow their manager blindlessly to the point where we say, they need to change it up. They don't follow him. They have no clarity in themselves. So how can they lead these young players? It's a myth. DG said he would have a dedicated stream if Willian leaves. Man of his word, 100%. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot I said that, but we're hearing it. Subconsciously, something must have said is what it is. Gotta be a man of your word. If you ain't got your word in this life, you ain't got nothing, man. In my opinion, anyways, but that can't be said. Watching from Texas, appreciate the hustle and content, my guy. Shout out to the Texans. Kolasinac relegated with Schalke, then Arteta started him against City and putting Saliba on loan. What a fool. I think that's a bit sad, but for me, I agree with it for different reasons. Saliba's meant to be long-term. Kolasinac is a one-way player, just like Mustafi in the Europa League. If you wasn't going to play Saliba last year, if anything, play him in the Europa League. Is in the group stages. Realistically, you don't need to be at much to beat that level of opposition. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You're not betting on Maitland-Niles and you're going with these stagnant options. I ain't really seen you develop Gabriel and White. Time will tell with Lokonga. There's many of all these other sort of things. You look at the young players, I don't really know what Arteta is doing with them, really. Imagine if Brighton had good players, they would be in the Europa League. And this is what I mean. With Graham Potter, you could see, with respect to the players he's operating with, you get him some higher caliber players, Basuma level respectively or better. He might be able to do something with Brighton. He's getting the most out of them players. And I'm not going to sit here and gloss over it. Clearly, they were underperforming at a point. So I think I'd have to speak to some Brighton players, Brighton fans, because that's where you learn the most about someone through adversity. And obviously, we played Brighton them times last season at the right time when we were also playing terrible. So it is what it is. Can we not just end this madness with Arteta? I can't take his awful player management anymore. Marcus is not happy at all. Thoughts on Yacine Adli going to Milan and Ihattaren going to Juventus? Is Ihattaren, is that one? Is that official? Bro, it just got harder. The Italian league's cleaning up, innit? Yacine Adli is going back on loan to Bordeaux. I think he's a good player, but that's just about right. Good player, and I think he'll do well. I don't know. Maybe Ivan Glazides stole a couple Arsenal scouting reports. Ihattaren, been waiting for him to really explode on the scene for all his talent, and if he's going Juventus, boy, I hope you get game time. The quality's there, but boy, sometimes you shouldn't really make these moves until you're ready. So time will tell. Is that one legit? Is there legs to that? Stop spamming, my brother. Explain the Ainsley Maitland-Niles situation at the start of this video and in my last 2 other live streams today, man. Think I've spoken about Maitland-Niles more than his bird today, man. Lie it now, man. Please. But my question is, why are guys so negative? Support the boys. They are players and they are trying their best. So fans, please get behind them. I think I get behind them. I can't speak for everyone. I think most logical fans that are here, one love to the DG Nation. We support the team. We support Arteta. We get behind them. What we don't do is sit here and be negative and just get onto him about everything. What we don't do is be ridiculously positive. Just because I support something don't mean I condone it. Some of you have got kids. You support your son or your daughter. Doesn't mean you think every decision they make is the right one. So you're going to say it. The same logic applies here. And what I don't like about that, if we was winning, I couldn't, no one would say stop overpraising them or whatever. So when we're losing, as long as it doesn't go beyond the point of fair criticism and them things there, why is it said? In life, too many people want to take the positives, reinforcements, but not hear things when it's negative. My streams on YouTube, you have to press a button that says not for kids. So with that, if people want to bury their heads in the sand, they need to find somewhere else, man. Because this ain't going to be the place. But generally, you're right, man. I take Graham Potter. Do you think we beat Norwich, bro? At this moment in time, Arsenal can't convincingly say they're going to beat anybody. But if you turn up, you have half a chance. I mean, Norwich is a bit like Brentford. Promoted side, buzzing, should fancy Arsenal. For me, looking at Norwich I didn't watch their last game, but watching them against City and Liverpool, yeah, they got rubbed out. But the way they lost to City was different to our loss. Fundamentally, they both lost. So, and they're a team that's working, that's believing in themselves and whatever. Hopefully, Aubameyang seems to do well against Norwich, if I remember correctly. So hopefully we can do a thing, but I don't know where our wins come from. I said it before. I don't know how fans have looked at past this 3-game period as some sort of promised land, because you got to play Norwich, Brighton, Palace, Spurs, a couple other teams that are on a madness. We've got to go to Old Trafford soon. Ronaldo's tucking in a brace against these lot. If you can't outjump Gundogan to a header, you can forget about it against Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a myth. We still got to play Stamford Bridge and them things there. Boy, you want the season to be wrapped up already, and we're only 3 games in. It's crazy. There's over 400 people locked in, but there's still only 170 likes. People, you lot are moving lazy. Maybe a couple people are falling asleep at the screen. Appreciate that, Vic. Can't lie, people, it's completely off topic, but honey and green tea is elite, man. After this live stream, I'm getting some more. This is dang. Oof. I was about to say, let me not, man. Then people like, raw. BG is true to himself and completely honest. I'm a Spurs fan and love his outlook on football and all his football topics. I appreciate you, Paul, even though the football team is horrid. I had to, man. I had to, Paul, man. Got nothing else, but I appreciate you and all the neutral fans. Just wish I could appreciate some Arsenal. DG propaganda. Arteta's setting records in history books for all the wrong reasons. Worst performance since 1967. Man's been found out and now the fans are back. Arteta can't hide. Extremely naive. Even the way he's been speaking about or wanting the fans back, it's like he just feels there's just going to be positive support. And even like, I don't want to even say that, because like I said, criticizing the regime or not being happy with certain things doesn't mean you're being negative. You can only comment on what you see. You can't honestly look at Arsenal from any point of view right now, unless you have got a crystal ball or you're really in depth with Arsenal Football Club. You can't be positive about the direction. You can tell us, you can do the propaganda, but from what we're seeing, the main thing is what we see. It doesn't mean anything. That's so harsh. Pep showed his former Cone assistant no mercy. Shout out to Pep, because at least he was trying to gas him. He was like, it's hard. It's been 2 games, 3 games, this and that. He's still gassing him. Like someone said, he knows he's getting his 6 points. Even the whole approach against Pep, like, obviously we know the way we lost was unacceptable, but it's like, you of all people should know. You can't let Bernardo Silva pick up those areas. You can't be as open on the transition. You can't make those levels. You can't defend to that sort of level for Cedric's mistake, I feel, for the second or third goal. It's crazy. Pardon me. Big up Louise, whatever you said. What could happen in this last day of transfer that would possibly make you start having hopes of a change? Louise Broski, I don't know, man. Hope is a big word, and I'm hoping, like, even if you sign Awa for me, but if you give me, you know what, you sign me Awa and Basuma, I'm saying, all right, cool. I've got a bit of hope that you can do something, but that's a big if, and it's not gonna be done. A right back as well. Yeah, man, minimum a right back centre mid. If that comes in, and I mean certified level, you know, Arsenal, the term needing, they might bring in a right back, but whether it's a levels right back, whether it's a right back that can defend, whether it's a right back that is fit, you know, we're a club that somehow manages to find goalies that can't catch. You know, it's crazy. So I would say a right back and centre mid would make me think, all right, cool. You lot can kind of understand that what we've got right now isn't good enough. So I would say that, but mentality more than anything. I always say it, even new signings, more the mentality, man. It's too easy to get 3 points off Arsenal. They don't want it bad enough. So it don't really matter who signs and whatnot, man. But the mentality to it, the main thing for me. The memes, if we lose to Notch, well, the meme boys are gonna get bored. There's gonna come a point where Arsenal's not, well, people are not gonna the ratings and all the social media clicks and all the stuff. People are not gonna deep Arsenal. It's gonna get dead. If it's happening every week, it's dead. It's like a rave every week. You're not gonna go every week, are you, to the same rave? It gets a bit boring. It's absolutely mad, man. Don't need a right back and striker though. Fair play, but I would like a right back, and I definitely feel we need a midfielder. Love for the super chat, my guy. Prediction on how many years before we get Champions League? Well, you're going to be out of it this year unless you do a madness. So let me be nice and say another 2 years. But again, I just have to say foreseeable future and things change if things don't change, because we're getting further and further away from it. We're arguably further away from it than the first season we went out. How are we doing that? It's not making sense. It doesn't seem possible, does it? It's been done though. 10 years, bro. Even that, I wasn't trying to say it because I don't want to speak it into existence, but maybe even longer than that. Because we're steady floating away and away and away and away. And with Wenger, at least he needed to go. But for many years, you wonder how many years did we overachieve? How many years did we? Like, we took top four for granted. That them juices there's run out now. Right or wrong, there will be a huge question mark on the random way of managing and making decisions at the highest level in the club. Facts. They'll rebrand the Champions League before we get back in. Boy, it's getting peak. DG, did you see AFC Bell's latest tweet indicate somebody is getting sacked soon? I mean, that's looking like one will wake up in the morning and 11:30 we'll be out here speaking about such people, because I can't. Yeah, man, we said there was going to be a follow-up. Maybe I read it wrong, but I thought there would have been a follow-up at 10:30 p.m. Maybe I read it wrong, as I said, but feels like a bit of a joy kill, really. I don't know. We're just going to have to deal with that one when it happens. Right, Daniel wants to do the UEFA thing. Don't worry, UCL need to get back top six. To be honest, right? You're trying to do you're trying to do that thing. I don't know about that. I wanted to do it legitly, but you are at that point. Any means necessary, man. Just can we get it done? Like, I'm sure Alex Ferguson's got some contacts. But these lot don't want to get back into Europe. That because Arteta wouldn't make some of these decisions. Eddie wouldn't make some of these decisions. Kroenke wouldn't make some of these decisions in relation to every decision he makes indirectly or directly affects the direction this club takes. So if these lot really wanted it, it'd be great. It would be it could be done, but they don't want it enough. Hit the like button if you haven't already. When was the last time Arsenal had a great transfer window? Can you even remember? I can't off the top of my head, you know. Arteta will throw Edu under a bus to save himself. To be fair, Edu will do the same to save him. That's the territory we're gonna move into. DG, Arsenal have never been in this position before, and the hatred building. You guys haven't faced this, unlike West Ham, Norwich, etc. Trying to be positive, it can get better. Not sure when though. Our is not that good. He might not be, but listen. On the worst of days, does he not improve this team? Simple as that. Love for the super chat made in Brooklyn. One love to you for being a member as well. Without a fundamental change in approach and personnel in brackets from top to bottom, thinking about UCL is nonsense. We are moving like a nailed-on mid-table club at best. Boy, what kills me is when things are put together like that. Is that in a positive way and a negative way? Just, words are chilling, man. 50% liking the thing, rise it up. Facts. We need a right back or start in playing and stick with Ainsley Maitland-Niles there. And I mean, that's the thing. For me, I want another right back. And if Ainsley can show he can fight to be first choice, if he can be second choice, fair play. But if no one's going to be signed, then I'm not going to say Maitland-Niles is the Messiah, but he should be given an opportunity like the others, or at least told what he needs to do to get an opportunity, because it doesn't even appear he's being told why Cedric's in the team and not. As I said in my last live stream, it's weird on one hand how Arteta freezes out Cedric and then brings him in. But if we look at it of an angle like, he looked like he was gone in the summer. For whatever reason, he's staying. He's clearly, to start, you must have changed something in your manager's thoughts. Are you telling Maitland-Niles, look at what he did? This is kind of what you need to do. I don't know. Sources saying Barcelona are in talks with a striker over 30 years old. Could be Lacazette, Aubameyang, or a third-party player, Gerard Moreno. I can't lie, man. I think there might be something with Aubameyang, So we're looking at tomorrow. It's either this allegedly Edu might leave or Aubameyang might leave. Either way, you're going to question the time. So we'll have to see, man. Big up the channel, DG. I agree, Aouar may not be the best, but we need the depth. He's still a decent player and can 100% help in attack, especially with Willian and Reece gone, since he likes to drift. Keep Arteta, at least let's see what happens after 3 months. But please, Arteta, sign Renato. He's available on loan. It doesn't look like Renato's signing for us. He looks like he's getting to Wolves, but I love the optimism. DG, you think it's a good move for Aziz to get a loan, or could he have a chance to make first team minutes in? I think it's good to go on loan and try and get first team football consistently. He's evidently been told or not shown that opportunities would be forthcoming this year. So he's taking it upon himself to go and play and convince that he should get it. I would rather fire Arteta right now and bring a new coach in. At least the new coach would have 2 weeks to work with the new team. Alfred, I think a serious club, they at least are indirectly phoning prospective managerial targets and seeing what it could look like if you were to come to this club with Arteta in this position. How have we spent 130 million, haven't brought a starting centre mid and right back? Arsenal Academy Ultra, when you find out, let me know, because I don't know either, man. You let me know, bro, because I hear all the talk about you need players for the future. I love it. And you're called Academy Ultra, so I know you love it. But the same way you need players for now. You can have a kid and groom that kid to cook one day and things like that, but they might not be able to hold it down right now. You still need to both eat, or both of you are dead, and no one's learning nothing. There are going to be leaks about someone high up at the club. I just hope it's just football stuff, man. I hope it's not the madman thing. I don't even want to speak about. I hope it's not the crazy stuff, all the mazzers. I hope it's not a mazza. Scandal's a scandal, but you hope it's not, no Pizzagate and all those things. Yeah, I agree with you, DG. Ainsley Maitland-Niles' treatment has been poor. What frustrates me is that we didn't budge on our valuation on Bellerin when we could do a swap deal with Barca for Emerson. Ridiculous business. Willian is a star. You clearly been trolling, man. Tomorrow evening will be hella fun. Don't think I've ever seen 130 million make less of an impact. It's crazy, isn't it? Let's just, obviously, I think they'll all turn out decent buys long term, but it's like you said, it's a bit dodgy. How will Arsenal compete for top 4/6 with under 23 signing? To be fair, age ain't really that. It's about how the sort of level. And these guys are not, with respect to Lokonga, Ramsdale, all these guys, they're not ready to do that. This is why I'm saying, who's around him? Who is around him? Are you doing a deadline day stream, DG? Yeah, I have. I've set it up. I actually haven't. I actually don't know if it's for 8 or 9. But yeah, I'll probably do the last 2 hours and I'll have some content in between. So yeah, man, last 2-3 hours I will. As you can see, I've dropped the link in the chat. So why not, man? Bring in Aaron's. Probably too late to do that, man. You've got to overpay to Norwich on the best of days. You've got to overpay now. And I don't know what right back options they have and if it can get done. Them signings there, you got to be planning it for January now. Big up all my Trinidad ones. Love your content. Would you consider a swap deal with Norwich, Max Aaron, Ainsley, Maitland-Niles? Why not? But can't them ones there is probably dead now. It's probably dead. Tottenham didn't really need Emerson, but bought him anyways, just to prove what a total and utter shambles we have become. To be fair, again, we have showed we're a shambles because we can't move on a right back. So I can't see how we've ever bidded for Emerson if we haven't got rid of any. So I don't even think we've been rejected for him, but it was there to be done. You know, in hindsight, he'll prove if he's a good signing or not. But yeah, man, don't look good. It's actually crazy that Arsenal can give you internal stress from all this news. Trust me, Chris. Bare things are happening today, and it's almost as stress or more stress as the game that happened on Saturday. Arteta said, "Judge me after the window." Well. To be fair, he said after the window. It's closing, but it's not closed. A few journalists believe that Arsenal are still looking to bring in a right back in the last few days now. Scares me since if we do, it'll probably be a panic buy. To be fair, I just hope you've done your due diligence. I hope it's not a panic buy. And again, for me, I'm tired. They need to stop looking. They need to have sourced whatever they're buying now. How long have you known you've needed a right back? Earlier in the summer, fans were told to be patient and judge the club at the end of the window. Yeah, so let's judge it. Let's judge it. We're not done yet. So let's give them one more day and then we've got a lot to say. I hope we're wrong. I hope a madness is pulled out. I hope this time tomorrow, or yeah, this time tomorrow, it's a madness, but I don't know, man. Man said any panic buy is better than what we've got. Fair play. I think Lokonga will have the best performance return of all our purchases so far this window. I like Lokonga, man. But I can't expect him to. I want him to, but I can't expect you to impact it and make the difference now. If Arteta and Edu is a problem, then the one who hired them is a real problem. Facts. How hard is it to change a manager? Chelsea got Conte in a week after loss to Arsenal, and they never lost a match afterwards. We turned down 12 million from Palace. We won't use. I think you're speaking about Eddie and Ketty. I mean, the one thing about Eddie is the fact that you're going to let him go for free, or you at this moment, unless you do a madness in January. Likes are lacking 570 people, only 255 likes. People on a lazy thing. Watch Edu sign Neymar tomorrow. Would love it. Remember when they said it was just preseason? Take me back. Before the window, the number one position we wanted was a creative 8. Deadline day still haven't got it done. Should I play devil's advocate and say their number one target was Odegaard? In their eyes, they might have had it done, bro. It might be done. Arsenal should buy Van der Beek from us. I'll take him, but why not, man? Take him alone, see what we could do. DG, did you see the Wilshere interview? We should let him at least train at Arsenal. He's one of our own. Why not? Even if he brings in a player before the window shuts, he'll probably play one of the dead weights instead. We have a strong 11 if all are fit, but after that, they're all dead wood. But at the same time, it's a fallacy to have your whole squad fit. You know, how long are your whole squad going to be fit? It's great, but we've got to be prepared for injury. So we're not going to be able to say that it is. But as an Arsenal fan, to play cynical, us as a club, we should never bet on it. We need to have a competitive squad. Obviously, certain players take it up to another level, but we can't really sit here and say it. Either Arteta is a bloody genius and our players are just too dumb to follow his instructions, or he's Mr. Bean in the flesh. Have you mentioned Eduard to Palace yet? I mean, I have. I think I have, and it's a good move. I mean, 12 million for Eddie or 15 for Eduard. Zuma is available for 30 mil. But you could fix Arsenal's midfield for about 55 million quid. Basuma, like you said, 30 million. 25 per hour, loan with an obligation to buy, so you can run them that 25 next year. You've got Partey, you've got Lokonga, you've got Basuma, still, you've brought in Odegaard. You could have let Xhaka go to Roma. You've got Smith Rowe. It's not going to get done though, is it? Would you take Werner at Arsenal? Allow me, man. Our first 11 aren't good enough as it is. I hope Arteta will turn things around, even though I can't see how we do. I mean, I hope so as well. I hope Mikel Arteta turns it around and we look back and say, oh, he beat Eunice. I hope we sit and say we was moving mad. We should have never said this about Arteta, that, and the other. Who doesn't want it to go around? Nobody wants to see someone in life lose their job. Why would I want Arteta to lose his job? At the end of the day, I love my football club. When you was winning the FA Cup and you was looking like the guy, fair enough. Now you're not looking like the guy. What's going on? As a United fan, I'm 50-50 on Virgil on Van der Beek. It's because you lot keep doing the V thing on Van der Beek. I want him to leave for the sake of his career, and I think he'll improve your squad also, your midfield also. However, I'd like to see him actually get minutes in the United team. DG, you're a proper dedicated Gooner. Big respect. I appreciate that. To be fair, in Odegaard's first at the club, he's seen on the board in the 8th row next to Partey and a number 11 in the attacking midfield role. Hopefully, deadline day signing. God's grace, man. But I'm not really there, man. I'm not really there. I don't know. Seeing is believing, bro. I'm at the stage. See, man, would you take Wenger back for the rest of the season? Yeah, man. Open arms. Are you disappointed buying Odegaard instead of Maddison as a cam? Not really, because I think they're both cool. I think the propaganda surrounding Arsenal fans, I'm not saying you can't say Maddison or Odegaard's better, but they would have you believe that Maddison's up here and Odegaard's down there. And these same fans, had we have shelled the 70 million or whatever, they would have said we've overpaid. So you can't please people. For me, obviously, I probably would have preferred Maddison just because, obviously, for me, it would have sent more of a statement out to the Prem and whatnot. But it's not about signing statements. It's about signing the right players. And I think Odegaard has a lot of positive qualities. He can make our right-hand side stronger. He can obviously play, make, create. There's resale value. Hopefully, he can score goals. Does feel a bit underwhelming because obviously he was on loan for half a season. So I wouldn't say disappointed, but I don't think every Arsenal signing that we've made this season, I've thought, you're all right. I don't think I've thought, okay, cool. You make us stronger in terms of finishing higher than 8th. Ben White and Odegaard should, because they're the ones I'm looking at to directly impact it, but I don't really look at them like such. So hope that answers your question, bro. Please stop saying you hope Arteta will turn it around. Listen, I want him to step down, but why wouldn't I hope him to turn it around? If he's not going to step it down, I'd rather him turn it around so we can start winning games. Come on now, man. Let's be a bit serious, man. Even if we got class players in like Basuma, I kind of don't think it would help because of Arteta's tactics. Just look at Oba, class player, but not working in favour of Arteta. Graham, that's another whammy in it. But I can't lie to you. Look, can we just get to the standard of having some decent players and then that sort of thing? Even though that could be said, you're right, 100%. It's what I always say. I look at it, I'm like, if you get better players, are you going to get the best out of the tools? Do you think Spurs are going to be in the top 4 this season? No, and I hope not. But anything's possible. They've started well. Hopefully they don't end well. Next summer, Arsenal better buy 2 players between 60, 70 million. Listen, I just want us to spend correctly. We've bought on a player that's cost 70 million for this football club. Not even to get onto him. But you get the point. We've spent money. Well, we should spend more, but the money we've spent has been mismanaged at this club. I don't want to get on to no one that's been signed this summer because whether I like them or not, that's unfair. But historically, what's the point of having a whole ship and crew when the captain himself is deluded? Arteta is good, but not good enough. His decision making during games is so bad that even a fan can do better. I mean, how many fans can say they've won an FA Cup? But generally, I believe in what you're saying. I think we've got to be a bit respectful to anyone. Like certain fans wanted to sign Owen Coyle as our gaffer, so we've got to rein it in a tiny bit. But I feel you, my guy. I definitely feel you. Is Aubameyang's character that of a leader / captain, or is he just the best striker? I think he's the leader. He's not my sort of leader, but you are a leader. Arsenal's decline started when the Kroenkes took over with all the money they own. They have 0 national titles. Relegation may be the only remedy to rid us of. I'm not going to say the word, otherwise we're doomed. Big up yourself, DG. Told you I'd be here late night, Ting G. Here we are. You think who do you think's getting exposed? Edu or Arteta? Not a damn clue, man. Not a damn clue. Certain people saying Edu. Listen, I don't know. Certain people are saying it's something to do with a striker. I don't know, man. Like I said, I hope it's not for a madness that's got nothing to do away from football. I don't know if it's just nonsense. I don't know what's going on, man. Who knows? Like I said, you kind of want to know now, but I don't know. No clue. Keep refreshing AFC Bell's Twitter page, but not a clue. Not a clue. Your most pessimistic prediction where we finish. Love for the super chat. 10th. Bottom half of the table. We appreciate your dedication. One love, bro. One good thing has happened. Willian terminated the contract. Real talk. That was a huge favor he did us. Fair play to Willian, man, but just silly from us, man. I wonder if Arteta gives these players the hairdryer treatment. I think these players have had lots of hair. Emery must have shied at them. Wenger must have tried the nice guy thing. Arteta must have tried a lot. These players need, bro, they need to go into several holy places of worship and pray, man. They need guidance in their souls, man, because what they're doing is corrupt. I can't lie. I don't know. I don't know what can fix these lot. At the stage where I passed it with a lot of these players, man. DB, appreciate that, man. We need someone to help Arteta with defensive work, no Mickey Mouse stuff. But we've had that. We got set piece coaches. We got all of this, but same way they can't overrule him. You know, again, they can't overrule him. It all goes on him. You have to wonder what's going on. Would you prefer to fix the midfield even on the expense of a right back? I would, you know. Purely because I asked myself the question now. Clearly, I don't believe in our right back options. I don't believe in our midfield options. But would I be happier to give Maitland-Niles a chance to maybe entertain Chambers and Cedric, seeing what they can do until January? Or do I believe in this midfield from now till January? I don't. If Partey's not fit, you know, but I like Lokonga and that. I don't. I can't. I can't. I think they both need to be fixed. But yeah, man, it's a mazza. Are we on a live, bro? Oh, no, we're not, Paul, man. Not played. Should never have sacked Steve Bold. But to be fair, he was there. We was tired. Yeah, shout out Giroud. He's doing his thing at AC Milan. Would be funny if we actually won the league after this crappy start. Yeah, it would be, but we know that's not. We don't need a creative midfielder right now. We need to fix the defense, a right back and a centre back. Still don't know why we loaned Saliba. I think we need that number 8 personally. Do you feel you missed out on not cashing in on Bellerin a few years ago for a high fee? Self-explanatory every day of the week, T. 100%. Onene is a very, very lucky football. How did he make it? To be fair, Onene is not that dead, but he just shouldn't be at the club. Big up DG. Would you swap Lacazette because he might dip before Aubameyang? I love them both. Just wondering who would you put next to Oba? I'd sell Lacazette before Aubameyang if that's what you're asking, bro. DG, how at 3-0 can we not just shut down and not get embarrassed? Playing for your school, you learn to do this when everything's going wrong. Am I dumb or naive by saying this? No, you're not. It's damage limitation. I don't know. These players can't do the basics, man. Killing me. We need to get back to basics. Get back to basics yet again. Strong 4-4-2. For me, again, I hear you with the 4-4-2, but the midfield options, again, it comes down to that midfield, especially in today's day and age where you play everyone. You're playing against a 3-man midfield 9 times out of 10. So your pivot needs to be spot on. I don't believe in it, man. The club frustrates me so much. Game after game, I see Xhaka gets outpaced and outmuscled, but we give him a new contract. Unbelievable. Better believe it, unfortunately, bro. Can't believe it, man. Just like that, Camavinga plays for Real Madrid. Off topic, people. Crazy. There's a Bamian to Barcelona rumor. So far, whether it happens tomorrow is another thing, but so far, can't see anything. Boy, one has to wonder if that happens. What are we gonna do from then till January? It's crazy. And I can't lie, going back to Arsenal, it does kind of scare you that Edu's kind of cancelled more contracts. I swear we must have cancelled more contracts under Edu than we've actually sold players. Quite crazy, man. You're moving mad. AFC Bell's my guy, though, man. DJ, I really think there's still a player in Bellerin, and it's the manager who's not getting the best out of him. I hear that, bro. But I always please just at this point now, Bellerin, go and learn somewhere else. Do that under Koeman now. I need another right back. It still might be there. I always say it won't surprise me if he leaves somewhere and goes somewhere and it flourishes. But that might need to happen. It might not happen here. And I'm past the stage of even trying now. I think Wenger, Emre, Arteta, it's been 3 gaffers now, man. If I was gonna see something, I personally think I would. Do you think Alwa could bang tomorrow? I hope so, but I can't see it if I'm completely real with you, bro. They left it too late. There's nothing that can be done now. Conte could get the best out of Bellerin. Bro, Bellerin's got to want to learn to improve, man. I don't know if he will. Can hope so, though. Smash the like button. I appreciate that. Would you start Ramsdale considering Leonard doesn't look like he's extending his deal? Yeah, I would look to. Get Trippier or Aaron's. It's probably too late in the day for them things. But hope you could try. I'm good, P-Mav. I hope you're good. Bellerin needs to Beller out, but I think he'll still be here come Jan transfers. In relation to Aubameyang news, would you take Martial as a replacement, even if it meant you gave United Partey in return? No. DG staying up for this news. What do you mean? I'll start. Was it 10:30 UK time? I tried. He's saying, my dude. You think Arteta could survive a big defeat in North London derby in a few weeks? I don't want to say no, but again, every loss cements your fate. Suddenly, probably you don't turn up against Norwich, you don't turn up in the Spurs game, it's gonna be a crazy thing. Martial's probably allow it, man, because Martial's days look numbered. I don't want to get onto him. In fact, you lot might as well seen that you signed Reebok, Harlem Utes, and Sancho. The agendas are cooking. Whoever we sign, bloody no one. What a good number wing. What a good number 7 he is. Pick up yourself, 7 cants. Appreciate you, Curse. One love to everyone locked in, really. But I can't lie, people, man. It's time for another bite to eat, man. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back again at 11:30. Let me grab something to eat and go sleep, man. I can't lie, man. We've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow. Please hit the like button. Yeah, man.
There's always just that active red light, defending. I think it's like